Welcome back, True to Horsemanship. And like I said in a previous episode, Lee here is going to be the very few horses you see me ground drive. I don't stand behind them to ground drive them because well, you have a tendency, yeah, the horse learns to go left, right, but it got a tendency to go straight. So I like to start in a 40-foot round pen, and I'm going to start turning him into the rail. And when I first set, my rule of thumb is, of course, my lines are only 30 foot. So normally, if I was ground driving, if I did a lot of ground driving, I got a 60-foot round pin. So I'd have 40-foot long lines. And if I had a 50-foot, I'd have a 30-foot long lines, because the first time that horse feels that rope behind his back, they liable to get stupid. So you don't control that. You just pick up that line so they're out of their way and let them work through it. Then when they calm down, then you start working that mount. So I'm sort of got 30 foot, so what I'm going to do is cheat and hook a couple longer lines on it. And what I'll do, okay, before I hook my driving lines on him, there are some things I did with him before so he gets used to the lines behind his butt. And at first I started off with the halter. And I used a 30-foot line. So I got, because the first time I did this, he spooked and took off. But I just did that. It's that simple exercise. And when he got doing the way he just did it with the halter and not spooking forward, then I moved to the bit. Let him get what that bit is. Because it's so much simpler to do it with one line. Good boy. Yeah, bring him back to me. I'm not going to pull him. I want him to walk back to me. So this way, when you hook your driving lines the way I do it, they'll know where that pressure is. And it's a little different scenario, so they might react a little different way. But still, they're not going to explode completely. Now, if you watch him, now I go over here where maybe Cindy catches it. What's nice about us doing our prep work here, if you watch my line and his body, as soon as he feels a little bit of weight of my lunge line, he turns. And that's what I want. Now he's ready to ground drive. Now, word of advice, don't use flat lunge lines, because if you get in trouble, that flat lunge line will wrap around a horse's leg and tighten up. But round, they're not as apt to do that. And plus, I got a rule. If things look like they're going bad, I'm going to drop the lines. So I just run it through my stirrup up to the O-ring. Same side, do it from the O-ring. See, I want this horse to learn to stand here beside me. And the more I hold on to this horse, the more he's not going to learn to stand here on his own. And if he got in a bad habit of moving off, I just leave a line on him, lead line on him, and stand on it. So he still thinks he's. Now, what I did, I put my other line across the saddle here. Now, with me rigging up the way I just rigged up, I'm going to take him to my left. Because the reason, of course, he's not going to explode. Of course, I'm not going to guarantee it. But let's say I'm all prepared now. let's say he would to explode. See, even right now, I'm letting him stand here. Now, if I have to, I'll grab up there if he starts to walk off. But I want him to think he can stand here on his own. So I get my lines out there. So I'm going to take him to my left. So I'm going to just hold a little bit of pressure on there. I'm going to flip my rope. Now, a lot of times right there, a horse would spook and run off. That's why I want longer lines. I can let them go out of my hands and feed through. Now, yes, I got to work these lines. I can't fall asleep. So just going to let him move around a little bit. Now, when I first teach a horse to turn, what I'm going to do, I'm going to grab that mouth and just hold it, hold it, hold it. And then bend them. But see, using the rail, I'm teaching this horse to bend. If I got behind him and ground drove him, the horse wouldn't have bent. So I'm going to bend him again. And closer I get to that rail, more he's got to bend. Now, since he's being pretty good, I might clip these other lines. So right there, he's close. I'm going to turn, bend. Turn, bend. Now I'm going to ask for a stop. What I'm going to do, I'm going to bend that nose to the rail. I don't think Cindy caught that. All right, we'll go around a little bit farther. So I'm going to ask for a stop. I'm going to turn his nose to that rail and put a little bit of pressure on my left rein. Stop to the rail. So I want him to stop. That's why I turn him back. I'm not going to pull on his mouth. I'm going to work him back and forth till he stops. So now he stopped. I'm going to pick up and move him out. Like I said, I don't want to be behind him. I want to be here where I can flex this horse. Ask for another stop again. Pull the nose around. Now right there, you see, I haven't worked on him backing, but as soon as he backed off that rail on his own, so I can use that to my benefit. Now I'm going to bring him in here a little bit farther. Now I did do prep work, and I'll show you that. I should have showed you at the first, but I'll show you at the end. This time I didn't use the rail. I'm going to back him right up. While I'm using, well, he's got that forward motion going. I'm going to use that to my benefit. We're going to pick up while he's backing up and turn him. Just lightly put pressure, 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 pressure. Now that time I increased my pressure. I didn't use the rail. I'm going to turn him around. I want to get a little bit more energy in it. Good boy. Now, I'm not necessarily just going to keep using the rail, but I want this horse to flex, to turn. I don't want him to turn stiff on me. Now I work my horse, when I'm ground driving a horse, I really work them back and forth a lot. I want them to get the idea of that bit. Now right now I'm going to ask for a stop. I'm just going to pick up my lines, pick up my lines. And that was nice. Because these lines are heavy enough where he can feel that weight. Now I'm not going to let him walk through my hands right now. I'd rather see him back up. I just got to pay attention where my hands are. Some people say, well, he's yanking on his mouth. This horse is finding the end of that bit. If I teach him to keep that head down just like that, when I put pressure on that bit, when I'm in the saddle, me and him's going to have a nice first ride. I can do just about everything from here that I can in the saddle. Ask for a stop, back up, I'm going to position myself, I'm going to move behind this hip, back up, pull, boom. Now I'm going to just pick up my reins a little bit. That was a nice stop. Back him up. I'm going to stay over here and take him around. He's got to feel this bit doing a little bit quicker, because this is a type A horse who'll panic, and that's why I'm ground driving him. It'll be a lot safer for me and him. Right there I just increase, ask for a back, just hold it, hold it, hold it, hold it, hold it, and zip around. Good boy. So you always got to work these lines. You got to pay attention to them, especially when they're this long. I'm just going to pick up. I'm not pulling on his face as hard as he acts like I am. You can tell that by my lead lines, my lunge lines. There, good boy. Now that's a nice head carriage right there. Right there is too high. I'm going to just increase my pressure. I increase my right rein there to encourage him to stop. Now you notice, just like if I'm riding a horse, I'm not letting my hands get high. I'm keeping my hands right at my waist. Good boy. Like I said, he's making it look easy. So right there, we'll increase, back him up. Use my outside rein to get some momentum going there. Just like if it was my leg. I'm going to use my driving lines. See, right there is a good example why I got long lines on him. He was going real good, but he had his moment. So I just let him slide through my hand. I'm not going to cuss him and start yanking on him because he had his moment. Because the more I start cussing at him and yanking on him, that moment's going to get worse. So what I can do, I'm going to try it. I don't think it's going to work. But like Suka, I had him side pass and everything from my driving lines. Matter of fact, he's the last horse I ground drove. So I'll just increase my side pressure, my right rein. No, he's not right ready. But it's that simple. Right, I showed you the simple steps from A to B. How to start ground driving. Don't necessarily get behind them to ground drive them. Use that rail to your benefit, but don't get hung up on it. Bring him out like I did him, and then turn him. But get him to flex also, not just, he's not going to be a driving horse. You know, he's going to be a riding horse. And that's the old timers used to say, you don't hook a good riding horse to a wagon. That's because they want that horse light and flexible. Driving horse, a lot of times they'd be a little bit harder in the mouth. But even a good driving horse, I was driving a horse one time in doctor's buggy, and somebody asked me how I was stopping that horse because they didn't see my hands move. Is my ring finger, like I've shown in other videos. I want just touch that mouth with a ring finger, even with a driving horse. So it's hot. My horses are hungry. So, like I always say, be true to horse. They'll be true to you. Be true to yourself first and foremost. To my kids, my grandkids, a special person out there, watch they lay kidney. God bless. Take care.
Give little one his camera time.
There you go.
You can edit it out. There it is.
You did good, horse.